I'm Ricky Fitzhugh, president of Rosedale Ice Company, Baltimore, Maryland.
Hi, I'm David Vincent. I'm the Director of Business Development with Rosedale Ice in Baltimore, Maryland.
Rosedale Ice Company was already started. I purchased the company back in February of 2004. It was a small company at the time, just 3 or 4 employees. Prior to using RouteMan, Rosedale Ice was processing all sales through hand tickets written with regular ticket books. No kind of software or routing system available at the time. So I think the biggest factor in Rosedale Ice deciding to implement RouteMan was the fact of the easeability of it for customers who were, or drivers who were already on the road, of how to be able to implement new stops, and also the ability to eliminate mistakes that were written on hand tickets.
One of the most enjoyable things about working with RouteMan are the people. There's a lot of great individuals there, very responsive, very knowledgeable about their part of the product and the jobs or tasks assigned to them at RouteMan. They know them well, they refer you to the right help when necessary, and we get answers pretty quickly, which is not always common in the software world. So that's been a great joy.
The experience with RouteMan has been phenomenal. I mean, every time we reach out with an issue or a report needs to be done, some type of software issues happen, the response is phenomenal and really attentive. The people there, we went for some RouteMan training one year, and when we were at the facility, it was like, we were part of their family. They really treated us well, so that's nothing but great things. RouteMan has changed the structure of the whole company entirely. What we're able to do is gave us tremendous amount of reach to be able to deliver to new customers within a very timely fashion. For instance, new customer call, and we could be able to reach out, send that driver a hot shot, tell him to resync. The new customer will be in there, and within a few hours, the customer would have ice. So I think that's probably one of the huge advantages to RouteMan. Is just the software advantage in today's technology to be able to get our drivers to understand what we need to do. And a lot of our workforce is Hispanic, and it's definitely made the communication barrier easier to communicate with. All the different abilities that it allows us to do, like mentioning about picking up a new customer right away, implementing price increases a lot more efficiently, and I think also the ability to eliminate mistakes, charging the right customer the right price, eliminating all those kind of mistakes, and being able to service a new customer within a few hours is, we couldn't do that without RouteMan. Before we would have to be communicating a couple different ways through maybe cell phone or text message, hoping they got it right. But here, once the store's in there, they can hit it in the RouteMan and the directions takes them right to it. It eliminates, even going to the wrong location.
Obviously, anytime you're looking at new software or tools to improve efficiency, you're trying to think of ways to shift cost or eliminate cost. I don't know that we've seen, there's 2 ways to look at it. Our drivers, we've been able to do more with the same amount, and in some cases fewer drivers, because labor through the pandemic has been very difficult. So we've been able to maintain our service levels with the same or fewer drivers. The office staff here, we didn't lose office staff, but we've been much more productive by better using RouteMan as a tool to manage lots of pieces of our business.
The ROI on RouteMan, we've been on RouteMan since 2006. I would say our ROI was within a year and a half. And I would say from back then, I would say in today's time, you probably could say the ROI would be 12 months or less.
Certainly we're always looking at, how quickly we can recover the cost on a capital expense, something like a software system. That expenditure was made years ago before I was a part of the team here. I think recently, in the past couple of years, we've gotten more out of the software than we were able to in the past, simply by focusing on it. And I strongly believe that cost has been recouped. But in addition to that, we've seen for a number of reasons, not just RouteMan, but we've seen an increase in our revenue in the past year of about 25 to 30%, which is huge for us. And I know for a fact we wouldn't have been able to accomplish that without the tools that RouteMan offers. And we didn't extend our staff. We were able to manage that volume with existing office staff because of RouteMan, because of the app, and just a better understanding and more thorough use of what was available in those tools. When I look at RouteMan as a whole, I have a couple things that I really like about the software. Yes, I love the app. I think the real-time tracking of what our drivers are doing is great. I'm not necessarily a dispatcher, but when I'm able to look at my computer and tell a customer where the truck is, that's pretty fun. It gets that question and task off my plate quickly without involving other people. But one of the things that I've learned in vetting RouteMan as an existing vendor, most of the companies out there that offer tracking and the fleet management, it's a one-piece system. It doesn't have the modules that RouteMan has. And while we don't use RouteMan entirely in the financial component, it does enough for us and our bookkeeping software that we're ecstatic about it. And I think that anytime you have a software that's kind of a one-piece solution that gives somebody options, you're on the right track. I believe in options in a business. If you don't have them, you're limiting your ability to do anything. So with RouteMan, I just think it's full of options that allow you to take your business in any direction, based on your strategy.
I think the favorite tool for me with RouteMan would be the real time. You're sitting here watching what your drivers are doing. It gives you an idea of what the routes are taking that day, how to prepare for the next day, what to expect this afternoon. I think it's just the real time of, prior to RouteMan, you wait till the trucks get in and then you get their feedback. Stores are really busy, they didn't need much. It's just, I think, the real time of knowing ahead of time, and I think it really helps plan the whole next day out. The biggest decision we talked about with the branded app was the communication. Having customers call in here dealing with so many different nationalities and the difficulty of understanding, their needs and, how some things were presented. And just in today's technology, a phone is at everybody's access, and it was just real easy to, come up with something like this as an app, and it's been huge in the last year and a half that we've been using it.
We receive a lot of phone calls at Rosedale Ice, and of course one of the most important things for us was to reduce the number of phone calls, so we could be a little bit more efficient by taking people out of that ordering chain. We had an opportunity to test Easy Ice from RouteMan, loved it, and then we were able to make a decision about whether we wanted it branded as Rosedale or just Express Ice. We chose to brand it as Rosedale for a number of reasons. One is we believe it adds a lot of credibility to our name as a distributor and a vendor, and two, we didn't want the opportunity to exist for any of our customers to learn about other ice distributors who may be using the Ice app as Express app. So we chose that branded app, and again, we've had great success with it. We've experienced different reactions from customers using the app. As you would imagine, our commercial customers with job sites, they really like it. Wherever we find younger administrative people in these companies, even in the retail sector, they really latch onto it quickly. There is some hesitancy with some of our customers for whatever reason, but we keep pushing it. We've developed cards with QR code scans so that they can easily download the app. We're trying to do everything we can to push the app and may even consider financial incentives in the future. But I think every year it's grown. We've had it this is the second season, and we've seen certainly an increase by at least 20 or 30% in the number of people who use the app, and they really like it. It's been fantastic. We get very few calls from our customers who are using the app to order.
I think we've had a real good response from the customers. Everybody seems to like it. I think we've had a few customers call in and say they heard about the app, and that's what, prompted them to call us, because that's, they're figuring the company was new technology and advancing on. So I think it's even helped us expand our customer base from other existing customers talking about the ease of ordering ice just through the app, whether they're at work or wherever they're at. First, I would tell a new startup company who was just getting in the ice business that RouteMan's a must. I think it's single-handedly here the best tool we have. For somebody in the business already who is not on RouteMan, I think you're making a big mistake by not being on it. I think if you did a trial, you would say, I wish I did this years ago.
You know, in terms of recommendations for RouteMan, I would certainly put RouteMan at the top of the list for any company that's considering new software, a change in software. I think, again, what's most important to me are options, and a piece of software that offers various solutions to different parts of your business. So, you know, I would say to any business that's considering new software for fleet management, light fleet management, to financial integration, to dispatching, I don't know that there's a better answer than RouteMan. I haven't seen it. I haven't looked at everything, but I've looked at a lot, and I just haven't found one that compares. You know what? RouteMan has allowed Rosedale to really, we're very close to capacity in our regional area, which is phenomenal. I think, you know, the next part for us is to decide how we're going to grow the company in the area and outside of the area, if we choose to do that. There's no way that we can accomplish any of that without RouteMan. We need to understand, we need the help of route management, and how can we plan efficient routes in a new market that we don't know a lot about. There's a lot of tools with that geolocation in RouteMan that can help us do that before we even get to that market. So, you know, and that's just one piece. But also to be able to introduce yourself to a new market, just like with new customers, with a tool like an ordering app, is just, there's nobody else that does it. So I think, again, it's an important piece of our strategy as we grow the company locally and perhaps regionally. So we're really looking forward to the future with RouteMan as a part of Rosedale.
I see the future of Rosedale Ice, you know, continuing to grow, taking advantage of all new advanced technology that RouteMan has to offer, to be able to grow the company more efficiently, and like I mentioned earlier, doing more with less. I think one thing I didn't mention about earlier, the ease of RouteMan, is also the ability to export the tickets from whatever accounting software you're using. It's just a huge advantage. I know people think, well, we don't need another employee for that. That's not needed. It's just, once you export everything over, it's all right there. And being able to, you know, somebody calls and needs a signed copy of 10 or 15 invoices, can be done in minutes. If you're in hard copy invoices, that takes labor. It's very labor intensified. So I can't give you all the reasons of the positives of RouteMan.